Welcome to my story time by mybooksummary.com. Get ready for quick wisdom of countless stories and explore. The Watermelon Seed by Greg Pizzoli. Everyone has fears. Some people are scared of the dark. Some worry about spiders. Others break into a cold sweat at the thought of public speaking. Seriously, why does speaking in front of people feel like standing in front of a hungry lion? But today we're diving into a fear that's, well, a little different. This is the story of a crocodile who loves watermelon, big, juicy, pink-fleshed watermelons with sweet, sticky juice that dribbles down your chin. He could eat watermelon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He could dream about it at night and wake up craving another bite. But there's just one problem. This crocodile has a fear that makes his scaly green skin shiver. What happens if he accidentally swallows a seed? A crocodile and his favorite snack. It was a bright, sunny afternoon, the kind of day that begged for a refreshing snack. And what better snack for a crocodile than a watermelon? Crocodile had been eating watermelon for as long as he could remember. He loved the crisp crunch as he bit into it. He loved how the juice dripped down his chin, making a wonderful, sticky mess. He loved how the coolness of the fruit made him sigh with happiness on a hot day. But there was one rule. A very, very important rule. Never, ever, ever swallow a watermelon seed. Now, Crocodile had heard the horrible things that could happen if you did. Someone once told him that if he swallowed a seed, it would grow inside his belly. A vine would sprout, leaves would push out of his ears, watermelons would pop out of his nose. The very idea made him shudder. So, he was always extra careful. Every time he ate a watermelon, he would nibble around the seeds, spitting them out with impressive precision. Some flew over his shoulder. Others landed with a tiny plop into the river. But then it happened. The horrible moment. Crocodile was munching happily, his sharp teeth sinking into the juicy fruit. He was so lost in his love for watermelon that he forgot to check for seeds. Then, gulp, the world stopped. His eyes went wide. His heart pounded. His stomach felt like it had swallowed a thunderstorm. Had he just... No. It couldn't be. He gasped. He held his belly. He swallowed a seed. The panic begins. Crocodile's mind raced. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? His stomach started to feel weird. Was it growing already? Was a vine starting to sprout? Would he turn into a giant watermelon by dinner? He imagined himself with huge, leafy vines bursting out of his ears, his tail turning pink and round, his stomach growing so large that he couldn't fit in his bed anymore. He ran in circles. He rolled on the ground. He jumped up and down, hoping the seed would pop back out. Nothing. Help, he cried. I've swallowed a seed. I'm doomed. A very dramatic meltdown. Crocodile flailed his arms. He lay flat on his back. He moaned dramatically. This is the end, he wailed. I'll never eat watermelon again. I'll have to say goodbye to my swamp. I'll have to move to a farm where they grow me with the other watermelons. I'll have to wear a stem on my head. His friends, Turtle, Parrot, and Frog gathered around, watching the scene unfold. Turtle blinked. Croc. Parrot tilted his head. Are you feeling okay? Frog just stared, slowly chewing a blade of grass. Dude, chill. But Crocodile could not chill. He clutched his belly. I can feel it growing. The animals looked at each other. Then they burst out laughing. Croc, that's not how it works, said Turtle, shaking his head. But I swallowed a seed. Yes, but seeds don't grow inside stomachs, Parrot explained. They need soil, water, and sunlight. Not your belly. Frog snorted. Unless you're planning to turn into a walking garden. Crocodile stopped. He blinked. So I'm not turning into a watermelon? Turtle patted his scaly arm. Nope. No vines popping out of my ears? Not a chance. Crocodile let out the biggest sigh of relief. Oh, thank goodness. A lesson in overreacting. Crocodile sat down, feeling both exhausted and a little silly. All that drama. All that rolling and wailing. And for what? A seed that wouldn't even grow? He scratched his head. I guess I got a little carried away. Parrot cackled. A little. Frog gave him a playful nudge. You were about 5 minutes away from writing your last words. Crocodile laughed. Okay. Maybe he had overreacted. Just a tiny bit. Turtle smiled. So, does this mean you'll still eat watermelon? Crocodile gasped. Are you kidding? Of course. He grabbed another big slice and took a huge bite. The sweet, juicy taste filled his mouth, and he sighed happily. Best fruit ever. Parrot grinned. Just remember to spit out the seeds. Crocodile nodded. But this time, If he ever accidentally swallowed another seed, he wouldn't roll around screaming about turning into a giant fruit. Probably. Maybe. Okay, he'd try. Final thoughts. The watermelon seed is more than just a funny little story about a crocodile and his love for watermelon. It's a hilarious reminder of how our fears, especially the ones that seem huge in our heads, are often not as scary as we think. How many times have you worried about something, only to realize later that it wasn't such a big deal? Like that time you thought you sent a text to the wrong person, only to check and see it was fine. Sometimes we let our imaginations run wild, just like Crocodile did. And that's okay. The important thing is to take a breath, check the facts, and maybe laugh at ourselves a little. And if all else fails, just eat some watermelon. But, spit out the seeds. The end. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends, and let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.